Hello there and welcome to my review of the Art of Mana art book. Now this was a little bit of paper at the back of the book under the cellophane wrapping, and it had a nice sort of print of the front cover of the Secret of Mana game, which is one of the games in the series. And as you can see, it's made up of tiny little dots, loads of detail in it. It was made by quite a famous artist in Japan. I won't attempt to pronounce his name, so I'll probably get it horribly wrong. But he spends weeks doing those images, and he was hired to do some artwork. Now, the Secret of Mana games, really popular in Japan. They're by Squaresoft, who do amazing RPGs. Of course, Final Fantasy is the main one they're known for. But they also do the Mana games, which are action RPGs, and I actually prefer action RPGs. I'm a big Zelda fan. If you've seen my last review of the Zelda book, you'll know that. And this book for the Art of Mana is actually made by, or published by, Dark Horse, the same publisher. Just a coincidence. I just happen to be interested in both games, and they're both fantastic books. Here's a map for one of the games, and you can see how detailed that is. And like old school games, I always have a classic sort of ice level and fire level. And there's lots of different artists in this book, and they're all fully accredited, which is nice. So it's very easy to see what images are done by which artist. And that's one of the things I like about art books, is you do get introduced to new artists you may not be aware of. Like this image has got so much detail in it. I love images like this, because every time you look at it, you normally see something you haven't seen before. Another beautiful piece of artwork. I love the sort of pastel colours, the intricate line work, the shading. And there's a few chapters in the book, and it covers like 25 years of Secret of Mana and Legend of Mana, all the games in the series. Even some artwork from the remake of Secret of Mana. Now, I must confess, the only Mana game I've played is Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo. So, yeah, I can't really comment on any of the other games. But the Secret of Mana, I really enjoyed it. And what really stood out to me was the pixel art. It was just beautiful. And having looked at this art book, I can see why. Because the concept artwork is fantastic, as you can see. And this book is full of artwork from all the games. Beautiful pieces of artwork, just rammed hundreds of pieces of artwork here. So the money I paid for it, like £17, I think this is an absolute bargain. And, you know, on the sunny day like today, at the time of doing this review, I was just sitting in the garden reading it and looking at the pictures, and just fantastic. That was a long time ago I played Secret of Mana, in the early 90s. So yeah, it's kind of got good memories of playing that. And it's one of the first multiplayer RPGs, so you can actually play it with your friends. Some lovely artwork in here. And I thought I'd do this video outside because of the light. There's so much light, and you can really get a good look at the book. And you can see the amount of work that's gone into doing this, putting this book together. It's not focusing too well here. Just got it on autofocus. But there's just so much to look at in this book. I mean, you can't really take it all in. I mean, you have to keep looking at the book time and time again, and there's always something else to look at that you haven't noticed before. All the characters. And it does really make you more appreciate the amount of work that goes into making these Japanese RPGs. And I was a big fan of Japanese games when I was growing up, like Capcom and Irem and companies like that. And here's the guys, the two main guys behind the series. So there's a nice interview with those guys, which was a nice little read. their passion for the game really comes across. And here's some little sort of extra bits of art by the artists involved. And I do love this. You can see here all the artwork listed, and it's all accredited to the artists, as it should be. They're a big part of what made this game so good. Yeah, great book. Thoroughly recommended. In 1991, when the series first started. Yeah, 650 illustrations in there. Characters and sketches, world design, you know. It originally came out in Japanese, but now been translated to English, so you get to enjoy it. And yeah, this was the cover art for Secret of Mana. I remember it really inspired me to get the game because it did look so beautiful, and it kind of sums up what it is all about, an RPG, you know, a little group of friends and going on this epic adventure. I'm sorry, it's not focusing. Come on, focus. There we go. And see all the little dots. Wow, the attention to detail. Japanese artists, they really do, you know, have a passion for what they're doing, and it really comes through in their art. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. As always, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.